What is going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about my favorite lens, the 24-70. So there are a number of reasons why I think the 24-70 focal length should be everyone's first lens, whether you're a photographer or a filmmaker. It's pretty much a one lens do-it-all. So the version I own is the Sony G Master version, which is Sony's premium version of the 24-70. Now, obviously this version is very expensive, but if you are a Sony user, a lot of third-party brands are making the same focal length. So I know Sigma's just come out with a 24-70, which is apparently amazing. I haven't used it myself, but I've heard really good things about it, and Tamron are absolutely killing it at the moment. I think they make a 28-75, which is very similar to a 24-70, and it's a lot cheaper as well. So if you don't have the budget for the G Master, I highly recommend looking into the Sigma or the Tamron, because optically they probably perform just as good as each other. Sony probably just wins in build quality. So if you are someone who loves build quality and just the way the lens feels in the hands, then yeah, go for the Sony. But if not, it doesn't really matter too much. I vlog with this lens, so 24mm is fine for vlogging. It might be a little bit tight, but yeah, it does the job. And 24mm is also wide enough for landscape photography and just shots where you want to show off the scenery. And then if you want to film some B-roll with a nice blurry background, then you zoom into 50mm or 70mm, and you can really isolate your subject and get that B-roll. Or you may want to shoot portraits, and the 2.8 aperture really helps, especially in low light conditions. So if you are investing in this, I recommend getting the 2.8 version. Don't get the f4 version. The whole point of having this focal length and having this lens as your only lens or your first lens is to get that 2.8 aperture. So apart from that, something that I wanted to talk about is I think this is the lens that will make you the most money. And the reason I say that is because when you're asked to do a piece of work for a client, most of the times you don't know what kind of scenario you're going to be put in. Even though you may have a plan beforehand for the shoot, when you actually get onto the shoot, things may change last minute, and this lens puts you in a situation where 90% or 95% of the time you're going to be prepared. Whether it be like a wedding when you need like a wide shot of the location, or just a group shot of everyone at the wedding, or you might want to zoom into 70mm and really focus on the decorations or take portraits of the bride or whatever. Yeah, it's just a really good lens to do client work with. Event photography, like the perfect lens for event photography. I've done a lot of parties with this lens. I'd say even though this was an expensive lens to purchase, I think I bought this for $2,500 Australian dollars. I've definitely made that money back doing client work, so it's definitely worth it in that regard. So I know a lot of photographers and filmmakers always talk about the holy trinity of lenses, which is the 24-70, the 16-35, and the 70-200. So obviously if you have that three-piece kit, you're pretty much covered for all sort of scenarios in photography and filmmaking, unless it's really specific. This is the first lens from the holy trinity that I think you guys should get, because it gives you that wide angle and also gives you that mid-range telephoto compression as well. This is the lens that's always on my camera. It never really leaves my camera unless I'm specifically needing to use my 85mm or my 50mm. Prime lenses are good, but like I said, it's always good to have a zoom lens like this when you're traveling or doing client shoots. So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video on this for those who are thinking about investing in an expensive lens or their first fast zoom lens, and they may be looking at like a 16-35 or a 70-200. I recommend the 24-70. I think you won't regret it. I think it'll help you in almost all the scenarios. And yeah, if you guys do end up purchasing a 24-70, whether it be a Sony version or a Sigma or a Tamron, drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. I've been using this lens for about 8 months now, and I don't regret it whatsoever. But yeah, I hope you guys are all well and staying as productive as possible. I hope you're all maintaining your social distancing rules and washing your hands and all that. Hopefully we don't have too much longer to go. If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe consider liking and subscribing. It'll really help me out, and I'll see you in the next one.
You're too much, say less. If it's less than a check, say less. If you can say it best, say less. I'm taking all best, say less. Talking too much, say less. If it's less than a check, say less. If you can say a best, say less. I'm taking all best, say less.